So today, lads, we're going to be talking about the new CBA, and we're going to be talking about what Adam Silver has said about it. Obviously, look, Adam Silver is the big boss man, and no, not the WWE wrestler. He is the boss. He's the gaffer. Whatever he says goes at the end of the day. That is a reference that exactly zero people will understand. That's a Steve Staunton reference that exactly zero people will understand. And for the fact that I have just, I'm trying my best with this. Subscribe. We are trying to hit 57.3k by the end of the day. We are 11 off. We're trying to hit 58k by the end of the season, which is why I'm going to be pushing this again. I'm sorry. I'm going to be pushing it. I'm trying to hit that by the end of the playoffs. There might only be 2 games to go, which means we're definitely not going to do it. But still, maybe, just maybe. Either way, you can see here, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver acknowledged the WNBA is experiencing growing pains amid player dissatisfaction. The WNBA Players Union opted out of current CBA, which now expires on the 25th of October. Players are seeking a larger share of league revenue, especially with the new multi-billion-dollar rights deal, which is all fair, all absolutely fair. But the fact is, the fact that Adam Silver's speaking on it means that, shit's gonna get done. Shit's gonna get done one way or another. I don't think anyone's really going to be out here thinking that this is not going to happen. I think we can all be honest here. Shit's gonna get done. Shit's gonna get done. It is going to get done. We know that. We all know that, which is the way that the NBA works. The NBA, if you guys don't understand with the NBA, I think there's actually there's all these conspiracy theories that the WNBA has been basically just the WNBA. There's been a lot of bad financial decisions made by the NBA. They've dumped on the WNBA, which to say it's losing money. So you can throw it somewhere to say the NBA is gaining money. That could very well be true, which is why they're not showing the numbers. But if they really don't want to show the numbers, they will give the players everything they want before showing the numbers. If they are actually worried. And also, if you guys don't understand with the NBA, there is a very good chance. This is the only thing I think could be a stick-up. I do think the Unrivaled thing is going to be a stick-up because we're seeing it in Europe. I'm European. EuroLeague's not going to exist in 2 years. EuroLeague is going to be NBA Europe within 2 years because they just can't afford EuroLeague. The NBA want control of world basketball. They want control of world basketball. So we're going to be seeing FIBA obviously are in control of world basketball. I don't know how long that is. Maybe the NBA want nothing to do international play. But I think they do. I think the NBA want a piece of every single bit of basketball. I think that's not a fact, but that would be my thinking of it all. And Kathy's going nowhere. Let's hear Kathy Engbert's presided over historic growth, but there's no question that there's issues need to address with our players. They're just not economic. There's relationship issues as well. I'm confident we can fix those over time. This league can continue to be on the rocket trajectory it's on right now. So, look, Kathy's going nowhere. And we all know about the financial things that the league, they won't, the players can't even negotiate properly because they don't know how much money the league's making. They don't even have a bargaining chip. They just, they don't know. And that's probably their biggest bargaining chip is we actually can't negotiate here because you aren't telling us how much money we're making, or you aren't showing us detailed breakdowns of where we're making or losing money. You're just throwing numbers at us, which I think is completely justified if you're one of these players and you're kind of pissed at that. I think that's completely justified to be pissed in that scenario. But either way, I think that the WNBA is now in a position where I think they're in a surprise. You might be surprised to hear this. I think shit's going to get done. If the NBA commissioner is coming in and basically we're going to come to a deal. Let's be real. The NBA don't want to. There's NBA owners that literally just hate the WNBA and want it gone. A lot of them want some of their money back, but they'll get that via expansion fees. If this league expands to 20 teams, no matter what, every bit of the loss that every WNBA team has taken over however many years subsidizing the league, they'll get it back by, I think they probably already got it back in expansion fees, but they will 100% get it back in expansion fees at some stage. At some stage, they 100% will. So, like, it is what it is. But for me, anyway, like, Kathy's going nowhere. But, like, if Adam Silver ends up addressing WNBA labor negotiations, we'll get a deal done. If Adam Silver is stepping up, I think we can say, I think it's safe to assume something's going to get done. Whether it be, like, my prediction is that there's going to be maybe some form of a clause where, and I think one of the biggest problems is with Unrivaled is that a lot of these players have, well, not a lot of these players, Fiend, 100%, there are players in this league that have made kind of media deals with Unrivaled for years, like the TNT deal and stuff, and they can't just stop Unrivaled on the spot, and that could be a sticking point. There might actually be a thing where Unrivaled has a 3-year span, or as part of the negotiations, I don't know, let's just say the players give up their stake in, or not even players give up their stake, they allow the WNBA to buy out investors. So maybe it's 33% players, 33% WNBA, 33% outside investors. So at least they can still say, you know, there's some sort of ownership, which means any future ownership comes out of maybe the players' investments. I don't know. There has to be some way of working it so that Unrivaled exists, because the only reason you completely get rid of Unrivaled is if you want to make the season longer. You get rid of these things. And an ideal world for WNBA is they make some sort of a deal. They have a cut in Unrivaled. But also, with that being said, every player gets bought out of. Any player that wants to give up equity gets bought out for greater than their value currently. And any player, like, they're able to buy out the equity, and also salaries in the WNBA, you're probably looking at max contracts of $2 million. That's what my prediction would be, is that 10x. 15 million a team. Like, 15 million a team is, you're still, these organizations are still making profits at 15 million salary. You're still making profits at 15 million. 15 million salary allows you to realistically go minimum contract of $250,000, maximum contract of $2 million. And I think it's hard for the players to turn that down, because there's no way, like, Unrivaled's not even close to that in salary. It's not even close to that. Like, 15 million per team is more than the entirety of the league of Unrivaled. So then you're going to be seeing players, I think what the WNBA should do, realistically, is offer so much money in their league that players will choose to not play in Unrivaled. So, for example, like, instead of making $250,000, because the higher the salaries are in the WNBA, because if you guys don't know, Unrivaled insures their WNBA salary. So, Benijah Laney Hamilton made $180,000 because she got injured in Unrivaled. Like, what could end up happening is that, let's say, Unrivaled has the insurance money. The insurance cost will be too much for insuring a player who is making, I don't know, $250,000 in Unrivaled for $2 million, if that's what their contract is in the WNBA. So that's the easiest way they can put Unrivaled out of business, is by just offering so much money that they're choosing to not play in Unrivaled, because Unrivaled can't insure the contract, and putting a clause, if you get injured in an outside league, you are not getting paid your money. Even if it's guaranteed, you will not be paid your money if you get injured in an outside league. Like, that's the easiest, that's the way they can do it without actually banning it. And I think something's going to happen like that. I think Unrivaled is going to exist for people that will choose to do it. I think the WNBA, probably the way they could best save face is by putting in measures that it is not smart to play in these leagues. That it is smart to take an off season. That it's the opposite of a Taurasi 10 years ago, where it was smart for Taurasi to not play in the WNBA and just play in Russia. Or what Emma Messerman did for years, and she only played in EuroLeague. Like, they got to make it a situation where it's smart to not play in Unrivaled, unless you're like Fee or a big owner. So anyway, that's pretty much it, lads. With Adam Silver involved, I think shit gets done. Anyway, I'll see you guys.